Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about why making Rex a cannibal is kind of a bad idea, in my opinion. The thing is, apparently, it was pretty obvious that, at least I think it was pretty obvious that they were gonna make T.Rex a cannibal, but the thing is, I think it's a really bad idea because, like, think about it. When did it ever work to, like, make something a cannibal to balance it out, like, reduce its numbers? It only did the opposite every time they did it. When Carno was a cannibal, it was everywhere. Carno was the most popular playable around. Then they added Serrato, or, well, sorry, before that they added Dino. Dino was and still is a cannibal. And before they changed the map, they were also everywhere. They were 8 tons, they were apex sized, yet they were everywhere because it was cannibalistic. So if it couldn't find anything else, it could just eat itself. And when Serra got added and it had all that new playable hype, it was also everywhere. It was also cannibalistic, and that's why everyone, or at the very least more people, were able to get to adulthood. Because the thing is, for cannibalism to work as like a system that makes it controls an animal's population in a game, the animal shouldn't be allowed to just spawn in, which is a bad idea. So, like, if nesting was the only way to get a Rex, then cannibalism would make sense. Except then we would have no Rexes around because at some point all of them would die before nesting, because not everyone wants to nest. So cannibalism just doesn't work as an idea to keep populations low. It's just gonna do the opposite, because let's say you spawn in as a Rex, right? Because since everyone, pretty much everyone at least, wants to play Rex at some point, especially when it first gets released, it's gonna be everywhere. And cannibalism is just gonna make it easier because there's not gonna be anything else to eat anyway. So, like, even if it wasn't a cannibal, people are going to be forced to eat each other because there's nothing else to eat. And instead of getting rewarded for it, they would be punished. So I don't know why we would want to reward Rexes for killing other Rexes. I mean, I know why they would. It's to control the population, but it's not gonna do that. As I said, it's just gonna. People are gonna spawn in, get eaten by a bigger Rex, and then spawn in again, and then maybe get eaten by a bigger Rex again. And they will do that over and over again until they succeed and become the bigger Rex. And the same thing will happen again. So it's not gonna reduce the numbers, it's just gonna make it annoying. And yeah, maybe being annoying would help reduce its numbers, but it's T-Rex. It's not gonna do that. People are just gonna spawn back in because everyone wants to play as a Rex. So yeah, that's why I think Rex being a cannibal is not a good idea. I think they should just force it to eat only large herbivores. Like, the way I would do it, I would only put the the largest playables in its diet. Like, the smallest thing in its diet would be Dibble, basically. So it would have Dibble, it would have Maya, it would have Dino, Stego, and Trike. Is there anything else in that size range in the game? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's a good way to. I think that's a good start. Maybe throw in one other dinosaur. I don't know. Maybe throw in like Tenanto. It doesn't make sense because why would a 9-ton animal hunt Tenantosaurus? I mean, as a juvenile, as a sub-adult, it would make sense, but even then, just hunt smaller uh, versions of the larger things you eat. But that's kind of what the organs are for, I guess. So if you kill a carno, it's not gonna go to waste. Or if you kill a, I don't know, tenant or whatever else, it's not gonna go to waste. But I think it should just have Dibble, Maya, Stegodino, and Trike in its diet and nothing else. At least to start with. When other large herbivores get added, maybe then they can add them to Rex's diets along with. Uh, Actually, no, not along with other large carnivores because it's just gonna do the same thing. Apexes, or at least apex carnivores, should not have other apex carnivores in their diets. At least that's what I think. I think they should just they should get nothing from eating each other. I mean, they will get food obviously, but actually, I would go as far as to say that actually no, that it would not make sense. The cannibalism, eating other apexes giving the same effect as cannibalism would not make any sense. Like logically, I think it would make sense in like gameplay wise. So like because apexes are gonna have reasons to kill each other one way or another. They don't need to be able to eat each other because they're gonna have to fight over the apex herbivore population. So if they are forced to kill each other but they can't eat the other apex they kill, then that's just gonna make their lives more difficult and force them to make smarter choices when they play. So when you stumble into a Giga or a Spino as a Rex, you're gonna think about the benefits the benefit to cost ratio. So if you like, you're gonna think about if you should kill this other apex to keep more of the herbivores to yourself and risk getting killed yourself or getting heavily injured, or you should just walk away. And in my opinion, in that case, walking away would be the better option because you're not going to be able to eat them anyway. But in other cases, you're not literally not going to be able to find anything else, so you're going to have to eat the other apex carnivore, which will make you weaker or at least like give you debuffs and stuff. So yeah, I think like gameplay wise, it would make sense to uh, not allow apexes to eat each other and benefit off of each other. But I think it should just be apexes should just have large herbivores in their diets. So like as I said, dibble size and above, and they should not have each other in their diets or themselves because that's just gonna make them completely sustain themselves off of each other. So if you force them to eat herbivores only, I mean at the very least encourage them to prefer hunting herbivores, it's just gonna both make the apexes more difficult to grow because they need large herbivores to sustain themselves, and large herbivores take a really long time to grow, so they're gonna have to compete over them. And on top of that, it's just gonna make the herbivore gameplay more fun because right now, when I play as a herbivore, I kind of just hang out by myself, like completely away from all the action because I don't need to. Like no one is pursuing me, no one is looking for me. The carnivores are just like sitting in the same hot spots eating each other because no one wants to bother looking for herbivores when they one right now in the current roster you can't really like the average carnivore player solo is not gonna solo most of the herbivores because all the herbivores in the game right now are like mag- orders of magnitude larger than their carnivore counterparts. There's like even like the current medium size herbivore dibble is more than twice as big as the largest land carnivore in the game. So it makes sense that no one wants to hunt the larger herbivores. But even other than that, even if you're playing Galley, like you're just gonna be like living in peace because carnivores are not encouraged to look for herbivores specifically. But yeah, that's about it. As I said, I don't think cannibalism for Rex or any other large carnivore is a good idea. I think they should just completely rely on herbivores, large herbivores, and maybe slightly smaller carnivores. Like, I don't know, it would make sense for a Rex to get diets from an Aloe body or an Alberto body, but it shouldn't go after other apexes or apex carnivores. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. If you agree with me, I don't know what to tell you. Thank you, I guess. And if you disagree with me, feel free to explain it in the comments. And see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.